Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Welcome back down to my library. And it just got bigger, I'll tell you what. So, I was bad this month. I have more friends, more than enough friends that I acquired for March. So, I have books from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and one book that I got from an author event. So, all of this is mostly horror, of course. A little bit of sci-fi in there. And without making this video way too long, I say let's just go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with the book that I got at an author event. So that book is Stephen Graham Jones's The Buffalo Hunter Hunter. And this is a special edition that's got the red sprayed edged pages. And I'll have a picture of me with him right here. So I went to this last Thursday night at the Clark Family Branch in Ladue, which is part of the St. Louis County Library. And this was a free event, so I definitely did not want to miss it. And I had a very fun time that night. So, The Buffalo Hunter Hunter, what is it about? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. This chilling historical novel is set in the nascent days of the state of Montana, following a Blackfeet Indian named Good Stab as he haunts the fields of the Blackfeet Nation looking for justice. It begins when a diary written in 1912 by a Lutheran pastor is discovered within a wall in 2012. What is unveiled is a slow massacre, a nearly forgotten chain of events that goes back to 217 Blackfeet dead in the snow, told in the transcribed interviews with Good Stab, who shares the narrative of his peculiar and unnaturally long life over a series of confessional visits. This is an American Indian revenge story captured in the vivid voices of the time by one of the new masters of literary horror, Stephen Graham Jones. So, this was pitched to me as an Indian revenge horror novel involving a vampire. So, this premise alone sounds amazing. I can't wait to read this at some point. I'm hoping it'll be very soon. But with my ever-growing TBR, who knows how very soon is going to translate to. But anyway, that's what I got at that author event. And here is his signature. It says, Mike, Mike, dude, great questions. Thank you so much. There we go. And that is his signature right there. And that just says Weasel Plume, his Protection Society, Buffalo Hunter Hunter. So, definitely very cool. Moving on to my Amazon haul. What's up, guys? Editing me. And this is going to be a bonus clip for the book haul that I filmed a few days ago. I actually received one more book. And this was like the newest edition that I got. So that book is An Affront to Man, 3 horror novellas by Judith Sonnet. This collects eels, jump scare, and cabin possessions. On the back it says 3 startlingly scary, dark, and wild horror stories. A group of spring breakers find an abandoned lab at sea and are attacked by slimy, slithery eels. A gang of kids explore a haunted house behind their suburb. Years later, the ghosts begin to appear in their own homes and workplaces. And last, on Halloween, a small batch of Missourian teenagers go to a cabin for a small party, only to find themselves pursued by a body-possessing, costume-wearing demon. Connected by unbreakable friendships, intruded upon by supernatural forces, and affront to man, is a scary collection designed for fans of traditional subgenres: B-movie monsters, quiet horror, and old-school slasher thrills. So, I have already read Jump Scare. It's the second story in this collection. But I really wanted this for eels and cabin possessions. Eels sounds like a very fun one, and it's pretty much like a summer read. Cabin possessions I can probably knock out during Halloween. So that was the last book that I wanted to add for my book haul. So this is just a bonus clip. Now I gotta upload that thing. So you will definitely get that video today, because I'm about ready to do some editing. But that was the last book I got for March, An Affront to Man by Judith Sonnet Hall. And boy, I tell you what, I really went there this month. So let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, that's what I got from Amazon. I was supposed to get yet another one today, but delayed shipping. But these are the ones that I'm working with. Let's go ahead and get started with the slashers, which are these four right here. First off, Kill River, Kill River 2, and Kill River 3, all by Cameron Rubique. And Kill River, well, the Kill River series is about a water park slasher. So this one's been on my radar for quite some time. I really love how it looks, and it just brings back that whole 80s slasher vibe. So yeah, I wasn't gonna read the synopses for all these, but pretty much a murderer set loose in a water park. Moving on from there, there's another book by him. I have Disco Death Trap. And I'm going to read the back of this. When the skating stops, the screams begin. It's New Year's Eve, 1980, and the students of D'Angelo High School are lacing up their skates for the all-night New Year's lock-in at the Rollerville Roller Disco. Some of them just want to skate and dance the night away to the pounding disco music. Some want to pull a few pranks and have a few laughs. For others, like Dan Parsons, tonight is a chance to move on and forget about his ex-girlfriend. Maybe even flirt with Denise, that cute girl behind the snack counter. Seems like nothing can go wrong. But there's a massive blizzard raging outside. Thick snow and ice are piling up against all the doors. There are those rumors that Rollerville was built over part of the old graveyard next door. And someone out there is watching. Also, a strange homeless man in the parking lot says that tonight will be the start of the so-called Year of Blood. A night of skating and New Year's fun is about to turn into a night of violence and bloody mayhem and disco death trap. Slasher fans rejoice. Old school horror is back. Hell yes. So, From what I understood by Cameron Rubik, he's a retro slasher author. So I definitely had to check out all 4 of these books. But that is his standalone. That's not part of the Kill River franchise. Whoopsie. And moving on from there, I have a couple more splatter westerns. This one is Hell's Cargo by Michelle Garza and Melissa Lasson. These are known as the Sisters of Slaughter. And they're actually twins. I did not know that. But this is about religion, attraction, and possession collide in the wild and splattery West as a pair of young lovers balance their feelings for one another against their deep calling to serve their faith. Eve wants to be a nun and Peter a priest. But is their attraction for one another stronger than the call to serve? Eve becomes possessed by a demon, and this sets off a trail of murder, sex, and fire across Texas and Arizona as the couple head to California for an exorcism. Dusty western towns, sun-baked mountains, and forgotten cemeteries prove to be the perfect places for the devil to hide. So yeah, this one definitely sounds like a fun one. This other one is Sing Me a Death Song. I believe this is the newest addition to the Splatter Western series. This is by Robert Essig, and this is about word travels slowly across a desert plain. By the time Blue Covington arrived back to La Plateau, after word that his family ranch had been taken over by marauders, he found another mystery plaguing the townsfolk. 3 musicians have been singing death songs, terrorizing the locals. Those who can leave are fleeing, but pride keeps others around, hoping a death song isn't sung for them. Those unfortunates don't make it through the night, and the aftermath is a testament to brutality. After such a strange homecoming, Blue seeks guidance from an old flame. Louise uses her psychic abilities, but the cloud of darkness hanging over La Plateau is thick. The people are scared. Blue has to face the fears of an entire town and partner up with unlikely allies to have a chance at getting the family ranch back from a gang of psychopaths with one motive: vengeance against Blue Covington, whose name will be on the lips that sing the next death song. This one sounds very, very awesome. And I believe that this one goes to 188. Hell's Cargo is a little bit longer. That's a little bit over 200, but I snagged these 2. You know what I mean. Moving on from there, I have three books by Jason Nicky. I'm going to go ahead and start off with Rural Decay and Past Due Rural Decay 2. And this is an extreme horror series that is about a man who gets obsessed with his father because he is a serial killer. That's all I know from it. So, these definitely sound interesting, to say the least. But, let's see what's going on here. That's Rural Decay. And I'm going to read the back of part 2. While adjusting to a New York assignment in rural West Virginia, Jake Bailey begins to notice a strange man in a creepy yellow truck following him. As time goes on, the frequency of his encounters with this man continued to increase until one day, He finds himself tied to a chair in the man's shed. What follows is a nightmare beyond anything his imagination could conjure, and an outcome even Jake himself would never have expected. Pretty much, yeah. So there's those two. And he also released another short story collection, Channels. And this collects $11 short stories. And these range from sci-fi horror to absurdist horror to anything in between. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be some crazy stuff. So I'm going to read what some of these stories are about. And you're going to be wondering, what is wrong with you? From Jason Nickey, author of Slush Pile and Rural Decay, comes a new story collection to stain your soul. A strange sexual encounter with a humanoid fungus. A weekend getaway where privacy doesn't seem to be an option. A family's last moments before an apocalyptic event. A closeted man with a violent temper forced to face the sins of his past. An alien invasion happening just outside the bathroom door, and more. So go ahead and touch that dial if you dare. So, yeah. This collects The Line Begins to Blur, A Widower's Apathy, Spores, The Christmas Guest, Drink Before the War, The Passengers, Swallow Hollow, While You Were Shitting, Death by Pumpkin, Beware the Blow Job, Can't Fight This Feeling. So, there's that. And the last two from Amazon. This one I literally just got today. The Rest Stop by Eric Butler. I have not read from this author yet, but this one definitely sounds up my alley. So, the author of The Pope Massacre and Dawn, Texas returns with a grindhouse tale in the vein of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and House of a Thousand Corpses. A rest stop with a reputation for abandoned cars in the middle of nowhere and a family on their way to a new home turns into a tale of terror. Sometimes it's better to keep driving no matter how tired you are. This is only 52 pages. And look at that font. I can probably read this in an hour or so. So that is The Rest Stop. And finally, Food Court of the Damned by D.W. Hitz. And this is about, in this 1990s schlocky horror throwback, a group of Floridian teens get summer jobs at the mall to pay for their trip to a music festival. Unfortunately, working at this mall's food court comes with a price, and they'll be lucky if they escape with both their lives and their souls. Simple and to the point. Definitely sounds like a pretty fun supernatural horror. And those are all the books that I got on Amazon. Now we're moving on to Barnes & Noble. I told you that I went out of hand this month. Let's go ahead and knock these out. I got The House by Bentley Little. And this is an author that's been going all around books of horror. And I read the synopsis. Sounds pretty dope. So it says, 5 strangers from across America are about to open the door to an unspeakable evil. They share a dark bond, a haunted childhood, a shocking secret, a memory of the houses they lived in, each one eerily identical to the next. From the remote foothills of the West to the green lawns of suburbia, they are returning to the past, to the unspeakable events they long to forget, to the house. Now their journeys are about to converge in one terrifying challenge to confront their nightmares or be trapped inside them forever. So this was written in 1999. So this one is a little bit older, but I have another book on this pile that's even older than this one. But that is The House by Bentley Little. Next. I gotta be honest, I had no idea that this came out already. Gravekeeper 5, The Vengeful Dead. I never even started this dang series yet, and now I have all 5. What's wrong with me? So, can't really tell you what it's about, but it's in my possession now. The Vengeful Dead. I don't know if this is going to be the last one or if there's another one coming out. Oh yeah, this is by Darcy Coates. But that is definitely in my collection now. Next. It's a book that I've been eyeing for quite some time, but apparently now I have the physical copy here. You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Bayron. And this is a YA slasher. And basically about a camp for final girls. So, this one sounds intriguing and very meta. Pretty sure it'll be a fun little summer read as well. So there's that. Next is Influencer by Adam Caesar. And this is an expanded edition because this was an Audible exclusive. So I'm going to read the back of this. Aaron Fortin is new in town. He drives a brand new Acura, a gift from his parents for uprooting him in the middle of senior year. Showing up on his first day at the local public school in that nice of a car, he knows he'll never blend in, and he doesn't care to try. The car, the new kid, mystique, he can use all that. Crystal Giordano carpools to the same school in her friend Trevor's beat-up van. In the van along with Crystal and Trevor are Paul, Harmony, and Gail. Crystal is a part of their misfit group, but most of the time, she feels like she's the only one who doesn't fit. When Aaron sits at their lunch table, Crystal can see he's not who he appears to be. But how big of a fraud is he? When she discovers who he truly is, it's so much worse than she thought. As her friends begin to follow him one by one, Crystal wonders if she can protect them or if his influence is just too strong. So, this is pretty much a YA thriller. Definitely something different, but it's by Adam Caesar. Been definitely eyeing this one, because it's actually one of the few ones that I don't have by him. But I really enjoy his work, and I'm definitely going to give this a try at some point. It's actually a little bit longer than you think. This one goes to $3.54. So, a little bit shorter than the Clown of Cornfield books, but still a pretty decent sized novel. But that is Influencer by good old Adam Caesar. Got two more books here. And this is the book that predates The House by about like 40-ish years. The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. And this was released in 1951. So yeah, this is an oldie. But this is a book that is sci-fi horror. And it's set in Britain. I'm going to read the back. What if a meteor shower left most of the world blind and humanity at the mercy of mysterious carnivorous plants? Bill Mason undergoes eye surgery and awakes the next morning in his hospital bed to find civilization collapsing. Wandering the city, he soon realizes that surviving this new world requires evading strangers and the 7-foot-tall plants known as triffids. Plants that can walk and can kill a man with one quick lash of their poisonous stingers. The inspiration for 28 Days Later and countless post-apocalyptic novels, this is the influential masterpiece of one of the 20th century's most brilliant science fiction and horror writers. So, definitely sounds up my alley. And I got a little bit of Invasion of the Body Snatchers in here too. But killer plants cause the apocalypse. How cool does that sound? We'll see. And finally, Stinger by Robert McCammon. I was lucky enough to see this at Barnes & Noble. So, I'm going to read the back of this. An extraterrestrial bounty hunter turns a southern community into its private hunting ground in the ultimate horror novel. The West Texas desert towns of Inferno and Bordertown have been slowly dying. Snake River isn't the only thing that divides them. Racism and gang wars have turned the sun-scorched flatlands into a powder keg. If anything can unite them now, it's the UFO that comes crashing through the clouds. It brings with it a young alien named Dolphin, a fugitive who has taken human form. He knows the terror that awaits this planet because it's looking for her. Stinger is an alien bounty hunter with an infinite capacity for death and a devious plan to find Dolphin, entombing the region in an inescapable dome. Stinger unleashes a violent fury unknown to humankind. Now the few remaining survivors must come together to protect Dolphin, themselves, and the world beyond. So, definitely sounds up my alley. A little bit of an older book, but been hearing nothing but great praise by Robert McCammon. I actually do own Swan Song. Haven't read it yet because it's gigantic. But this one's a little bit shorter. But this one goes to, looks like a 385, so pretty average length for a novel. But I just wanted to try some sci-fi horror here and there. So that's why you see these last two. But that's it, folks. Those are all the books that I acquired in March. And holy crap, that is a lot. But some of them are shorter, some of them are average length. But I'm glad I don't have like no 1,000-page door stopper. But that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And tonight, I'm hoping to give you guys, I'm going to call it a movie roundup, because I'm kind of behind on my movie reviews. So ultimately, I'm probably just going to give you a quick summary of the 4 recent movies I've watched and my grade on all 4 of them. But tomorrow, I got a double feature that I'm going to go to. I'm going to see The Woman in the Yard and Death of a Unicorn. And then Saturday, I'm going to go see A Working Man. And it'll be about time for these wrap-ups very soon. And I'll also do my April TBR over the weekend as well. Because I don't know what I want to read for April. Pretty much free reign. But I definitely have a lot to choose from. But anyway, if you guys like this sort of content, I urge you to like, comment, and subscribe. And you'll definitely get more videos like this. That's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Adios. Peace.